Hey there, life editors! Welcome to another one of our weekly live stream calls. Thank you so much for joining me today. All right, you know how we do this. Every Tuesday, we jump into my Facebook page, my Facebook Life Editor Clubhouse group, and we're streaming live on YouTube simultaneously. And this is your chance to talk directly to me about any questions you have about life editing, motivation, business strategies, anything that's on your mind. I also want to hear your successes and challenges and whatever it is that you're working on. So if you are here for our live stream, go ahead and leave a comment and say hi. Hey, Donna, thank you so much for being here. Woohoo! We got a great topic for today's call. So in addition to you talking with me and asking me any questions that you have about life editing, I do like to have a topic every week. And this topic goes along with our monthly theme. So we've been doing monthly themes for a while now. And the theme for this month, April 2022, is Take Back Your Time. Oh, yes. I think a few of us need to do this. I think a few of us have our time has gotten away from us. Maybe a lot of us have our time has gotten away from us. So we are taking back our time this month, and every live stream call that we're doing has to deal with time management, using our minutes wisely, being productive, getting things done without burning out. So, so important. Also, every month we have a book club book, and this month we are reading The 4% Fix. Yes. I will leave a link below if you want to get your copy of The 4% Fix. So we start reading it at the beginning of every month when we announce the new theme, and you should have downloaded your checklist. I will leave the link below so you can download your checklist too, so you know exactly what we're talking about all month long. So then you have the entire month to read the book, and then we always do our book club discussion for the last group call live stream at the very end of the month. So this month, it'll be next week, Tuesday, April 26th. We are talking about the 4% Fix, so you still have time to get your copy of the book so you can join in the book club discussion. Leave a comment and let me know how many of you are reading the 4% Fix and how many of you are actually transforming your mornings using what you're learning in the book. I would love to hear how your morning routines have changed since reading this book. So go ahead and leave a comment, and then we'll be doing our book club discussion next week. All right, so for today's group call, sticking with our theme of taking back your time, I want to talk about something that, let's be honest here, I don't think a lot of people do, or a lot of people don't think consciously about, and that's taking breaks, taking strategic breaks throughout your day. So Donna says, no, but I need it. Yes. I love this book. I love this book. So take a minute to go ahead and get your copy of the book, check your library, check with a friend, whatever. I will leave the link below if you want to get it on Amazon. It's a great book, and it will transform your mornings totally. So let's talk about strategic breaks. And specifically, I want to talk about how to make time for self-care and how to make time for strategic breaks throughout your workday. So in my newsletter today, I talked about diminishing returns, or the point of diminishing returns. Let me know, leave a comment. Have you ever heard of the phrase or the idea of the point of diminishing returns? And that's when whatever it is that you're doing, you're rolling along, you're doing whatever it is you're doing, and then there comes a point where you're not getting the results that you once were, or it's not as good as it once were. You're not getting like whatever it is, the sales that you once were. So I gave the example of like eating a bowl of mac and cheese, and the first bite is so amazing, and then the next bite is really, really good too. And eventually, as you're eating whatever food it is, mac and cheese, ice cream, pizza, whatever it is, there comes a point where you take a bite, and it's still delicious and it's still wonderful, but it's not quite as good as it was when you first started eating it. Your tongue has gotten numb to it, your mind has gotten numb to eating, and that's the point of diminishing returns, where every bite is not quite as good as when you started. Or you can apply it to business. So you start your business, you start your website, you're blogging, you're putting videos up there, you're interacting with your list, and you're doing all that good stuff. You're marketing yourself, and you're getting sales, you're getting more subscribers on your list, you're doing what you got to do, and it's working, it's growing. But then there comes a point where you can't keep posting the same old blog posts, the same old things, and keep getting those results. People will get tired of it, or society will change, or things will shift. I knew, like, back in the day when I started my business, written blog posts were the thing. Like, you needed written blog posts. And now 11 years later, it's all about video. Like if you don't have video content, like you might be struggling. And that's for whatever business you have. So I've shifted, like I still do a lot of written blog posts, but now I do videos because I hit that point of diminishing returns. So leave a comment and let me know, where do you find the point of diminishing returns popping up in your life? You're going along, you're getting results, and then all of a sudden you're not getting quite as good results. And then it's less results then, and it keeps going in this downward spiral. And the thing is, when you hit that point of diminishing returns, you've got to pivot. You've got to adjust some things. You got to edit. That's what we're doing here as life editors. You got to make some changes so that you can get those gains again. And that's just naturally going to happen no matter what goal you're working on. It could be weight loss. It could be financial goals, saving or paying off debt. It could be growing a business. It could be improving your relationships, whatever. There will come a point of diminishing returns. And that's your cue that you've got to switch some things up. So how this applies to what we're talking about today is that there will come a point during your workday. I know all of you experience this. I experience this on a daily basis where you're chugging along, you're typing up a report, you're answering emails, or whatever it is you're doing in whatever kind of job you have. And you'll hit a wall, or you'll start to notice that your eyes might cross a little bit as you're typing, or you realize like you're making the same mistakes over and over again. Or here's a good one. You'll be reading something and you'll get to the end of the paragraph and you'll be like, what did I just read? And then you have to read it over again. Your head is getting foggy. You're just not concentrating well. Something that would have taken you 10 minutes is now taking you 30 minutes to get done. That is a really good clue that you have hit the point of diminishing returns. Leave a comment and let me know, as you're going through your workday, when do you hit that wall? When do you notice something happening? For me, as a former editor, it's when I start noticing that I'm typing and then I make a whole bunch of typos. Like I misspell something or my grammar is weird. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? It's because my brain isn't as sharp as it was a few hours earlier. Or maybe that's for you. Maybe that's at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon when your coffee caffeine high has worn off and you're getting tired, or you've just been sitting too long. And what I suggest for when you hit that point of diminishing returns in your workday is to have some strategic breaks. And I would call this something that people have heard about. Taking breaks during your workday will make you more productive. But I know very, very, very few people who actually do it. Leave a comment and let me know, do you actually plan to take breaks during your workday? I don't know many people who do, but it will absolutely help you plow through the rest of your day and get more done than if you just kept going without a break. So let me talk a little bit about strategic breaks and why taking a break for some self-care to recharge your batteries, to breathe a little bit is so, so, so important in your workday, no matter what kind of career, job, or work that you do. Okay, so I've got 3 reasons why taking a break is so important. All right, so number 1, it gives your mind a chance to clear out the cobwebs and to see things from a new angle. So we're talking about mindset here. So if you are trying to solve a problem or you're trying to work through something on your laptop screen and you've hit that point of diminishing returns, and it's just not working. If you get up, take a break, maybe walk around the neighborhood or go play with your dog or something, or go stretch, get a cup of tea and just like clear your mind, you're able to see things from a new angle. This is kind of also that shower effect, where I know people like might be puzzling over a problem and then they go take a shower and it's like, you have those shower thoughts that like clear your head, like literally clear your head so you can think of a better solution to whatever problem it is. When I worked in corporate many, many, many years ago, I worked in downtown Chicago, and during my lunch break, like I would just be like so foggy and so like stuck by the time it was time for lunch. I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I would take the elevator down. I've worked in a skyscraper, and then I would walk around Michigan Avenue. I did a 1-mile loop that took me right back to my building. And during that loop where I was just walking in the sunshine, window shopping, like I was able to clear my mind. It felt like, the fog has lifted. Like I can breathe again. I can think again. So that's why taking a break is so, so important. If you're trying to work out a problem if you're trying to think creatively, if you're trying to write creatively, if you're trying to like say things in a way that'll get people on your team and get people on your side, and it's not working for you, taking a break of some kind will get your head out of that stuck spot, and you'll be able to see things from a new angle. So leave a comment and let me know. When you take a break, do you notice improvements in the quality of your thinking? Do you come back from your break with a great new idea and a new angle? Do you come back feeling more creative and inspired? Do you notice, if for those of you who are writers or those of you who are content creators, if you write something before your break, then take a nice break, and then come write something after your break, is what you've written better after your break? Is it more insightful and more creative? Okay, so that's number one. Taking a break is so important because it'll clear your mind and help you see things from a new angle. Okay, number two, taking a break gives your body a chance to recharge, stretch your muscles, and replenish your energy. So taking a break is not just about like taking a break for your mind, but it's also taking a break for your body. How many of you, leave a comment, sit in a desk chair all day? Like I do. I absolutely do. I'm sitting in this desk chair all day long. And what is that doing to your posture? What is that doing for your abs, for your legs, your joints? It's not good. I think you've all read articles about how sitting all day long can be just as detrimental to your body as like smoking. It is absolutely true. So when you take a break, it also helps your body. It stretches those muscles. It gets the blood flowing, and you can replenish your energy. So you might go outside, take a few deep breaths. You might stretch your muscles and like literally like do some stretches and wake up your back, so that when you come back, you're sitting more upright and awake. It might get that crick out of your neck. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like we all get it when we're sitting at a desk for too long. So it replenishes your energy. It's kind of like recharging your battery, like your literal like body battery. You feel more energized just by walking around, getting your blood flowing, using those muscles that have been stiff. And you definitely get a benefit in the way that your body feels. Leave a comment and let me know how many of you have been like working on something for so long that it feels like your body is turning to stone. Like you're like, I'm hunched over. I haven't moved in 3 hours. That is no way to bring out the best in you. So if you're hurting physically, you've got to take breaks, stretch, use your muscles, get things flowing again. So that's so important. That's number two. You need to take breaks to help your body. All right. And the third reason why it's so important to take strategic breaks throughout your day is taking breaks shows that you respect yourself and that you have personal boundaries. So you might think this is a little bit of a stretch, but it's absolutely true. People who take breaks throughout their day, instead of sitting chained to their desk or chained to their workstation for 8 hours or more, they respect themselves enough to say, hey, I'm worthy of a break. I'm worthy of being able to breathe and move my body and replenish myself. And it shows that you have personal boundaries. If you like have ever worked in an environment where your manager, your boss really discourage people taking breaks, or they make you skip your lunch break or whatever, like how does that make you feel? I bet it makes you feel terrible. I noticed that the people who work with me who do take breaks, they 100% respect themselves more than the people who are like, I'm going to stay right here at my desk all day long and just work. Oh, we got a comment. Joelle says, I work from home and make myself take a break every hour. Yes. 100% recommend taking at least one break an hour. Even if you work from home, even if you don't have a manager, even if you don't have to like go anywhere for work, you still deserve and need to take strategic breaks. Okay, so let me know if you agree with this, that taking breaks show this, that you respect yourself and that you have personal boundaries. Like I remember years ago when I worked in corporate, and like the cool thing to do, which is really not cool, was to stay at your desk, hunched over your keyboard. And if you did eat a lunch, and a lot of people did not eat lunch, you were eating your lunch over your desk, like spilling stuff all over your keyboard. It was nasty and gross, but you're like, I just got to eat while I'm working. And it was just so gross. I always took my lunch breaks away from my desk in the cafeteria or at a cafe or somewhere away from my desk, because it's just gross. It shows a lack of respect for yourself, a lack of respect for your colleagues, a lack of respect for your work if you don't take a lunch break or you eat over your work. It's just gross. Don't do that. So respect yourself enough to take breaks and say, hey, my mental health, my physical health is worthy of a break. And it shows that you have personal boundaries. So you're not going to let your manager bully you and take your breaks that you are like legally obligated to have, or you're not going to try to like fit into this mold of the perfect employee where you don't take breaks and just keep working and working. No, have some personal boundaries, have some self-respect. And you'll feel better about yourself, and you'll actually enjoy your work more when you don't feel like you have to like chain yourself to your work all the time. Okay, so those are 3 reasons why taking break is so important. Helps your mind, helps your body, and shows that you respect yourself. Leave a comment and let me know, what is your reason for taking a break during your workday? What's your reason? Is it because somebody needs you? Is it because you really, really enjoy your breaks and you need it? Is it because you're struggling at work or you don't like your job and it's your only like time of peace and serenity in the day? Leave a comment and let me know. All right. Okay, so we know taking breaks, hugely important. And taking breaks will make you feel better, be more creative, more inspired, more productive, happier in your job, whatever it is that you're doing if you take those breaks. But let's talk about how to take strategic breaks during your workday. Like, how do you do it? Let's make a plan for this so that you don't forget about taking breaks and you just keep working all day long, or it's 4 hours later and you're stiff and tired and you're like, oh, I guess I should have taken a break. Okay, so the first tip I want to tell you is don't wait until you're burned out to take a break. Don't wait until you're angry. Don't wait until you're resentful. Don't wait until you start making mistakes to take a break. I want you to plan your breaks ahead of time so that they give you something exciting and fun to look forward to. So let me know in the comments, do you only take a break when you absolutely have to, like when you've got to pee so bad, or you're angry, or you can't type a sentence without making a typo or a grammatical mistake, or where your body is hurting so much that if you don't stand up right now, you're going to like hurt yourself or injure yourself? Do you wait to the point of no return before taking a break? Or do you plan them ahead of time? Now, of course, I want all of you to start planning ahead of time, but if you are noticing that you only take a break when your body is like screaming for you to take a break, now's the time to start planning your breaks. If you're making mistakes already, like I know people like by the time you take a break, the past hour has been junk. Like the past hour of you doing whatever work it is, it's full of mistakes, it's full of typos, it's not your best work, and you might have to go back anyway and redo it. Or if you're reading something or watching something and then you finally take a break, like, do you remember what you read or watched in the past half hour? No, you were probably distracted and feeling crummy. So taking a break like gives you back your time. And that's the whole point of today of our theme for this month, is to take back your time. And I want to know if any of you have noticed that by the time you take a break, like how much of your work do you have to throw out because you refuse to take a break? That has 100% happened to me. I've had to throw out blog posts. I've had to throw out videos that I recorded because I didn't allow myself to take a break. And then the end product was crummy. It wasn't as good as it could have been because you could see that I was struggling just to get it done. All right, so first, don't wait until you're angry, resentful, tired, or making mistakes. Plan your breaks. Okay, so we want to plan them in advance, but what kind of break schedule do you want to take? A really, really popular one is called Pomodoro sprints. How many of you have done Pomodoro sprints? This is really popular with writers. If you just go to YouTube, you search Pomodoro writer, you're going to find all sorts of Pomodoro writing sprints tips, and they even like record the 25 minutes and you can like sprint along with them. But basically, whatever work you do, you set a timer and you do it for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break. And during that break, you get up, you get some water, you go to the bathroom, you stretch, you dance around, you sing a song, whatever it is. Take that break and really, really use it. And then set the timer again for another 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again. Most people do that for 2 hours and then take a much longer break. So it's 25, 5 off, 25, 5 off, 25, 5 off, 25, 5 off. And then you take a longer break. But I know some people who do Pomodoro sprints all day long. Like they do it for their entire workday. And that's okay too, because at least you're getting a break every 25 minutes. And you're getting a full 5-minute breaks. It's not just a potty break and then back to work. You're getting 5-minute break. So let me know, have you tried Pomodoro sprints and do they work for you? One way I like using them is I try to race the clock. So whatever my next task is, if it's writing a blog post, writing a script for a video, or like sending a big email or something like that, can I get it done in that first 25 minutes? So I'm racing the clock. I'm watching the minutes tick down on my timer, and I'm trying to get it done before my break. And I've noticed that helps me work faster. It helps me let go of perfectionism, because if I got to get it done in 25 minutes, I can't like agonize over the wording. I can't like try to fix all these minuscule little things that don't really matter. I just have to get it done and get it to good enough. So I think working with a timer using Pomodoro sprints 100% can help you if perfectionism is something that pops up in your life. Like you can't second guess it when the clock is ticking down. Okay. Next, super easy way that you can build in strategic breaks in your workday is lunch break. We just talked about this. I just want to scream with like fury because I can't believe how many people do not take lunch breaks. Like, what year is this? People like don't take lunch breaks. You are not in some kind of like factory in the 1900s. Like you need to take a lunch break. So plan your lunch breaks. Eat your lunch at the same time every day so you can look forward to it every day, and you can block off that time in your calendar. So go ahead right now, I'm watching you, go into your Google Calendar, whatever calendar planner that you use, and block off your lunchtime. And if you can, give yourself that full hour so you can totally decompress. You have time to work out if you want to. You have time to like read a book. You have time to make a healthy lunch if that's important to you. You have time to walk around your neighborhood and take a full hour lunch break. I also suggest that if you have any kind of like treats that you use to motivate you throughout the day, give them to yourself during your lunch break. There is a great class in the Life Editor Clubhouse about using treats and rewards. And I will link to it below. And when you're using treats and rewards, treats are just nice things that you give to yourself every single day because you're a human being and you deserve love and compassion. So give yourself a treat every day, whatever that might be. Reading a magazine, or getting a fancy coffee drink, or cuddling your dog, or whatever it is that's important to you. And if you want to, you can, instead of doing your treat first thing in the morning and then doing your workday, what if you save your treat for lunch? So you have to take a break and you get to look forward to it all day long. Like maybe you have a TV show that you just love watching, but you only watch it during your lunch break. That will give you something to look forward to all morning long so you can get more work done, and then you can take your break at lunch and like eat a healthy meal and like watch Bridgerton or something like that. Leave a comment and let me know. Do you ever save your TV shows as treats? And what shows are you watching right now? I would love to hear what you're watching. And if you're going to start watching them during your lunch break, to give yourself that proper break during your workday. Okay, so that's another way you can add breaks to your day, is lunch breaks. Next, you could add breaks by using time blocking. How many of you have a time blocking schedule? Yes. For those of you who have taken my Startup in 60 program, which I will link below, we talk about different kinds of schedules, like a batch schedule, a pacing schedule, and a time blocking schedule. And I know right now time blocking is really popular. So if you are going through like the timetable of your day and you're choosing 1 to 3 hour blocks of time for specific work, like maybe 1 to 3 is marketing, and like 9 to noon is marketing, noon to 3 is emails or something like that, and like 3 to 6 is family time or whatever, however you would block off your time. Can you create a time block just for your breaks? So maybe take your lunch break, and then maybe 3 hours later, you take another break, and make those breaks part of your time blocking schedule. Time blocking is great because you also have a specific block where you're not working anymore. You have a distinct stop time to your work at the end of the day. Your work doesn't bleed into your family time or bleed into your evening time. Let me know, those of you who do time blocking, do you add your breaks into your time block? Or is your time block just one big 8-hour block? And that's it. That's actually a bad schedule. But I want to know how you are adding breaks into your calendar, into your planner. So for me, like I said, I got a time block where it's my lunch break, and that's my lunch break. That's what I'm doing. So I would like to know, how many strategic breaks do you put in your day if you're doing a time blocking schedule? Okay, so that is another way you can add strategic breaks. Next, getting a little bit more in tune with your body, I would like you to follow your natural body rhythms to determine your breaks. Yeah. So let's say you don't take like a normal, typical lunch break because you don't eat lunch until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Or let's say you start later in the day, or you're a night owl and you stay up till midnight and that's your day. I want you to figure out what your chronotype is. And for those of you who are reading the 4% Fix, we're going to be talking about chronotypes next week, and figuring out how to use your body rhythms and your natural circadian rhythms to get more stuff done. But anyway, follow your natural body rhythms. Like for me, I'm an early bird. So I get to work very early. Like I wake up, depending on the day, anywhere between 5:30 and 6 in the morning. And then I'm usually deep into my work by 8 o'clock in the morning. So I do my whole morning routine and then I'm working. But that means I stop my work day early. I start my work day around 2 or 3 in the afternoon because I've already been working like a full work day. So I want you to follow your natural body rhythms. When are you most focused and feeling like alive? So for me, it's those morning hours. That's when I'm thinking clearly. That's when I can be most creative. That's when I come up with the best ideas. That's when I can get my work done fast. If you ask me to do a project at 2 in the afternoon, it's not going to be my best work because that's just not how my body works. That's not when I am most alive and focused. So leave a comment and let me know, what about your body rhythms, your natural body rhythms, your sleep patterns, when you feel most energized, what does that tell you that you should do for planning your breaks during your day? Love to hear your thoughts about that. Okay, next way to add strategic breaks, super easy, is to add timers to your phone. Yes, yes, I know this seems so simplistic. You want me to put an alarm on my phone? Yes, I do. Because I know too many people who will say, oh, I'm going to take a break after this project, or I'm just going to get this one thing done and then I'll take a break. Or I planned a break and I'm going to take that break, but then they end up working through their breaks because they didn't have any kind of alarm or notice that it was time for them to take their break. So just make it easy on yourself. Set an alarm. When your alarm goes off, go ahead and take your break. If you're using your Google Calendar and you've already broken out and put your breaks in your workday, you can set them to have alarms so they will notify you anyway when it's time for you to take your break. Leave a comment and let me know, do you have notifications or alarms on your phone or on whatever calendar system that you're using to remind you to take a break? Or do you only have alarms reminding you when there's a meeting or something is due? So you deserve to take your break. So make sure you're setting those alarms for you too. Okay, next, kind of related to that, is to have an accountability partner call you or check in with you. So if you have trouble taking your breaks, can you pair it up with a buddy who might call you to say like, hey, it's time for you to take your break? Or you can even like set a time with your friend to take a break together. I used to do that in corporate all the time. I would eat lunch with different people. I would go walk around the neighborhood with different people during my breaks. And it was great to like connect with a friend and get out of the office and do something different. But if you work from home, you could have a friend text you or call you, and that would be your cue to take a break, go get some tea, go play with your dog, something like that. And even maybe like go walk around the neighborhood while you're talking to your friend. I know like my Life Editor Academy ladies do this, where they check in with their accountability partners every day or every week. I have many of my clients who email me every morning and let me know what they're working on and when they're taking their breaks. So leave a comment and let me know. Is there a way you can get an accountability partner on board to remind you to take your breaks or to take breaks together so you're both holding each other accountable? Okay, Last tip for how to build strategic breaks into your day is to use your dog. This is a big one for me because I have a beautiful boxer pit bull named Skyla, and I take my breaks with my dog because I go and walk her 3 or 4 times a day. And I walk around the neighborhood, and it's wonderful because I get to enjoy the beautiful sunshine and just be out in nature. She gets to run and play, and it's wonderful. So I have that built-in break. And if I don't take her for a walk, she lets me know. She lets me know it's time for a walk. So again, it's like another built-in accountability partner. So I know I need to take my breaks, not just for me. It's great for me, but it's great for her too. All right, so those are all sorts of different ideas for how to take strategic breaks in your work days. I want to hear from you. Whether you are here live or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know which of these tips are you going to use? How are you going to build the strategic breaks into your workday? How many are you going to take? Are you going to take a break just for lunch? Or are you going to kind of pepper it throughout your day and take a break at every hour? Are you going to do the Pomodoro sprints where you take a 5-minute break every 25 minutes? What's going to work for you and how your personality works, the type of work that you do, and what's going to keep you going until the end of whatever your workday is. Okay. That's not all. We talked about why strategic breaks are so important for your workday, but I want you to think about other breaks too. So it's great if you're taking little breaks throughout your day, but I want you to think about bigger breaks. And the first one that I have my clients work on is taking days off. So I recommend you take at least 2 days off every week. For most people, that's taking your weekends off. So you have time for yourself, you have time for your family and friends, you have time to do things for your house, whatever it is. But if you can't take weekends off, can you get at least 2 days off per week for whatever job it is that you do? It just gives yourself a chance to have a complete break from your work. Again, you'll probably come back to your work with better, more creative ideas too. Okay, so weekends off or 2 days off per week. And if you can't get 2 days off a week, can you build up to it? Can you take a half day and then take a full day and then take a day and a half and kind of build up to it as you go? Next, I want you to think about mini vacations. Mini vacations might be 2 or 3 days long, a 3-day weekend, something like that, where you just totally get out of your normal routine and just focus on self-care. Just focus on building yourself up again, recharging your batteries, filling your cup, doing those hobbies and fun things just for you, building those relationships, whatever it might be. So I know some of my clients do 3-day weekends where they might leave their kids with their partner and then go to a hotel or go to a girls trip or something and just have 3 days just for themselves. I know a lot of my writer clients do writers retreats where they might rent out an Airbnb or a cabin somewhere and then just write for 3 days. That's all they're doing. So think about, is there a way that you can do a mini vacation? And it doesn't need to be something big where you're spending thousands of dollars or going across the country. You could just try a mini vacation where it's like a staycation. Maybe you go work in a different cafe or a different library every day. Or maybe you have your family watch your kids so you just have uninterrupted time. I know some people who can't get away or don't have the money to do that, but even if they have some kind of corporate job, they can still take a mini vacation for themselves, maybe take a Friday and a Monday off and have that great big long weekend just to themselves. And they really come back to their work feeling less resentful. So leave a comment and let me know, have you tried a mini vacation? And what did you do? Did you go anywhere or was it a staycation? And how did you feel after you took that nice little bit longer of a break? And then the final other type of break I want you to take are planning weeks. For those of you who have done my Edit My Life Planner program, you know all about the 13th week. It sounds kind of ominous, the 13th week, but really the 13th week is the week in between your 12-week plans. So I do 12-week plans. All of my clients do 12-week plans where you're working in a shorter 3-month chunk of time on whatever goals are important for that quarter. You're not thinking about everything in the world you have to do, but it's just narrow focused plan. So check out my Edit My Life Planner if you haven't done a 12-week plan before. Anyway, the 13th week between your 12-week plans is your planning week. And I take my planning weeks off. I know a lot of my clients, they like block out their whole calendar, like, this is my planning week. I'm not doing anything during the 13th week. And that's when you go over your successes and challenges from the previous 12-week plan and you make your next plan going forward. But also, it's a great time just to not be focused on work, just to have a nice break, to breathe, to do a hobby, to connect with friends, whatever it might be. Leave a comment and let me know. Those of you who take a 13th week, a planning week, what do you do during that time? Like, are you so exhausted you just like collapse on the couch and that's your planning week? Or do you actually have specific things that you do every time you have a 13th week, a planning week? But that is another break to build into your schedule. So throughout the year, have those 13th weeks, those planning weeks, where you're not doing any concentrated work, you're just planning for the next plan. All right, I want to hear from you. Do you have any tips and tricks for adding strategic breaks into your work days? Do you have any ideas or advice about adding breaks throughout your life, throughout your year, in other ways with your family? And how do you feel after you take breaks, after you give yourself a chance to work on your self-care? All right, I got some homework for you. This week, I want you to make time for your breaks. So make time during your work days, build up to those 2 days off every single week. Think about when you can take your next mini vacation, even if it's a staycation, and block off your 13th planning weeks in your calendar. Like, do it in your Google Calendar, do it in your paper planner, whatever it is that you're using. Make sure you block off those dates and block off those breaks ahead of time, or else you'll forget about them and you'll just work right through them. And then I want you to come back here and leave a comment either on Facebook or on YouTube and let me know, how's it going? How are you using your breaks? Do you feel more productive and happy and creative when you come back from a break? Have you found the perfect time to take a break? Like, is it your lunch break? Is that the most energizing break that you take during your day? Or do you take a break at like 2 o'clock and walk around your neighborhood? Or do you get a friend involved? Tell me what types of break works best for you and whatever work it is that you're doing. All right. And then remember, next week we are talking about the 4% Fix. This is our book club selection for this month. And our monthly theme is Take Back Your Time. You're going to love this book about taking back your time and reclaiming your mornings. That's what the 4% is. It's the 1 hour a day that you spend before you get into your actual work. So it's your morning routine. Can't wait to talk about this book with you next week. If you have any other topic ideas that you want me to cover during these live streams, leave a comment and let me know. All right. I don't see any other comments coming in right now, but I do see the comments when they come in later. So even if you're watching a replay, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about taking breaks. Let me know if you're reading the 4% Fix, and let me know if you have topic ideas for me. All right, life editors, thank you so much for being here during our live stream call. I love doing these with you, and I really, really appreciate when you participate too. So thank you so much for being here. All right, I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye.